Time for another Monday night music jam here on E!
Hey everyone, welcome to Soundtrip, your weekend night ticket to the best of Pinoy music.
Tonight, we're studio bound and staying on dry land with one of the country's top soul artists.
Well, this diva captivated Pinoy fans with her voice when radio stations started playing her first single in the 90s.
She has been mimicked, copied, impersonated no end, but no one comes close to the original.
That's damn right, and we're extremely lucky to have her here with us tonight on this very special episode. Watch this.
Born Maria Luisa Ramsey Cagahastian to showbiz legend Elizabeth Ramsey, Jaya started her recording career in the States, becoming the first Pinoy artist to make it to the US Billboard charts in 1989. Tonight, let's hang out with a multi-platinum singer and host as we get to know more about the country's Queen of Soul.
Welcome to the show, Jaya! Nice to have you here.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I made it. Oh my goodness.
Yes, you did. Tell us, how was it like being raised by the Elizabeth Ramsey?
First of all, Elizabeth Ramsey alone is she's such a big personality. Of course, she passed away and left us. But even just mentioning her names, there's a presence to her name. So growing up with her, instead of her making me feel like I was in the background, she always made me go first. Parang I always had that.
So she pushed you, she encouraged you.
Lord, did she push me. Yeah, she really was very instrumental in, my being in show business.
Did you even imagine this when she was pushing you?
I
or
wanted
was this
to become
something
a nurse.
I was going to ask, what did you want to be? You wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah, something different, because I saw my mom working, singing. Everything was just what I didn't want. So, I was in school at 10 years old, grade 4. She really wanted me to join her team. It's the Elizabeth Ramsey show. Yeah. Dancers, band, everything, backup singers. So she wanted me to become one of the dancers first.
Okay.
I knew all the steps.
Yeah,
I knew it all at 10 years
all
old.
the rehearsals.
Yeah, in the living room. So they were all living in our apartment. 21 people in our
21
apartment.
people.
20 dancers, acrobats, musicians, name it. It was like 10 dancer. And then at 12, she would perform in the American bases in the Philippines. Yeah. There's plenty of that. And all of a sudden, I was being told to sing. Because she could hear me in my bedroom singing. I would always lock myself and sing.
But you love to sing.
Love to sing. It's not even, it's like kulang
Can't
yung
even
love.
describe it.
I can't, because it was so natural.
So you wanted to be a nurse, but you ended up singing anyway.
When she forced me to sing, it wasn't, join the contest, okay. No. You will sing at the American base, you will be the opening act, and after you sing your songs, so it's not one, songs, you change costume, the acrobat will come out, and when they're done, ladies and gentlemen, Louis Ramsey and Ferdy Cueva, so me and a dancer will do our routine. After that, I go out again and then join the group of dancers doing all the, the headdress and everything. So I've been doing that from 10 years old, 1980. Oh God, now you know how old I am.
Now no one compute.
Okay, I'm going home.
Nobody compute. All right.
It's okay, I'm not ashamed. So at 10, 11, 12 singing, and then 13, 14, 15, we go to the States, and then hence, singing na talaga the whole time.
What was it like when you first stepped up on stage, your first performance? How did you feel?
I was very shy. Not like this, no? I was very, very shy. You wouldn't even know I'm in the place,
You wanted to
room.
disappear.
My mom did a lot of shows in nightclubs. They were called nightclubs. And then American bases, Clark, Subic, Camp John Hay. And being on stage the first time, I cried. Kasi, nervous, right? You're just
during the performance.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Louis Ramsey. I go out. Did you think that your smile would have its own? And then I look on the side, and this is my mom.
I can so see her doing that.
Eh, sabi ganun ka na, break it to me gently. I mean, you had no choice but to just... I had no choice pala. Me pala.
Moving to the US, you did your high school there. How did you end up being a backup singer for Stevie B?
The drummer for Stevie B was actually the drummer of my first band in the Bay Area.
Okay.
When he got the gig with Stevie B, he wasn't so, popular yet. He told me about, they're forming a band, if I wanted to go. But at the time, I was having problems with my mom, so I ran away with them.
All right.
After I turned 18, you can actually leave it.
All right, you were 18.
Right?
Okay.
I didn't leave because I wanted to be just away from her. I wanted to leave because she kept telling me, don't go to school. And I'm like, anong trabaho? What am I gonna do for a living? You're a singer, you should concentrate. I can't focus. So I went and left, and I ended up becoming Stevie B's parang cook. The dancers were there, all Phil Amps.
Okay.
We had a van, we were all cramped in the van. All of a sudden, they needed a backup singer. And then they said, no.
Yeah, the girl who was cooking.
The girl who was cooking.
She could carry a tune.
Everybody knew I could sing, and everybody knew I could cook. The thing was, Stevie B was producing a girl who was Italian, a black Italian girl, a model, but she couldn't sing. So I was going to be the Mini Vanilli.
The recorded
voice. And then they heard my voice. I did the demo of If You Leave Me Now, my first single. They sent it to New York, and then when the boss heard, see Herb Molis of LMR Records, he was like, who's this girl? How does she look? And Stevie B said, well, she ain't all that pretty, but she can sing. We could do a little bit something for her, but no, she ain't all that pretty. She ain't all that pretty. But he flew from New York to Florida, where we were based.
Yeah.
We were based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And when he saw me, he says, okay, can she really sing? Can you make her sing in front of me? So they set up a mic. He turned around, and then Stevie said, okay, you better sing Your Sweet Love. So I sang Anita Baker, and he made me finish the song, and then he turned around and said, you got the deal.
Nice.
I was only 18, 1988. Yay!
So that was a proud moment for you.
Okay, from being Louise Ramsey, how did we end up being called Jaya?
Herb decided to change my name. So when he went back to New York, he was watching TV at maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. I was awake too. So he called me up and says, hey Louise, there's this commercial on TV. I'm not pretty sure what the word means, but it says Jaya or Jaya on it. And so I waited for the commercial. It's a sponsor a child in Asia or ganon. And the girl has a letter, nagmamahal, Jaya, but on the may ganon and a letter N. So it's Jaina. She forgot the N. So she says, I'm gonna name you Jaya. We're not gonna use Louise Ramsey because it's too old, it's too black, it's too jazz, it's too everything, diba? Ako naman talaga, okay sir, whatever.
So just one word.
Yeah.
Just one word.
Nice.
One word. So I used the name, we recorded in 1988, and then as soon as they released the single, it hit everywhere.
Hold up. We're gonna talk more about this song and your journey after that. After the break. Stay where you are.
This portion.
Back to Soundtrip inside the studio with Queen of Soul, Jaya.
Wow. Salamat po.
Something big happened in 1989. Your song, If You Leave Me Now, made it to the US Billboard without promotions, without music video. How did that happen?
Radio is very huge in America. So what they did was the record label passed it on to the big ones, the Power 106 and Power something in New York, in the East Bay Area, and all of basta lahat ng the U states, the ones that go that way. And
Exploded.
that's it. Top 20 and then top 10 and then 1. So they gave me a paper like a couple of weeks after, and they said, okay, we're gonna show you a paper. This is what it says here. So there's like hundreds of radio stations with dance music. Yours is on hot rotation. It says H there. It means you're on the radio every hour.
Wow.
Every day.
How did you feel about that moment?
I was like, wait, I don't understand. I'm not getting it. So when I heard the song on the radio, that's when it hit me. Like, I started crying. We were in a tour bus. Stevie B at the time was already big, and we were touring. I was a backup singer and keyboardist for the band, and I just heard it. I was like, oh my God. I started crying, and I started thinking about my mom.
Was mom impressed? Did she?
Or were you in
I
touch
haven't-
with her
no.
because you ran away?
4
sabi mo.
years. No
Yes,
phone calls.
Wow.
She didn't know that you were Jaya, probably.
She found
She
out because in Los Angeles, there's a street where you see Tower Records.
Tower Records, yeah.
My face was
That
on a
round
big
building.
billboard. I was on that billboard because it was #1 in LA.
So your mom was
So-
on the freeway, like, that's my Louise.
Ay, si Iyay! Ay, nako! Start crying, and they were gonna call the police to, ask for help, and the police said she's already an adult. If she's in the picture, obviously she's not
She had her own
dead.
life.
So they just started
Reaching out to you?
reaching out to friends that they knew I was friends with. Looked for me everywhere, but they couldn't find me until one day I had a show at the Shoreline Amphitheater. It's like 30,000. Like, I opened up for Milli Vanilli.
Wow.
And I did 4 shows with them. So when I landed at the amphitheater, they went. Nagbaka sakali to go
okay.
inside and see how they can find me. And then I saw her and I started crying. Yan, nakita na kami after 4 years.
Nice. Was she glad you did what you did?
Oh, her. She's like,
Nah. You would have been bigger if you stayed with me.
She's like, I told you so.
yeah, it was a lot of
She's
I
like,
told
I
you
told
so.
you so, really?
There was a lot of that. And I'm glad you ran away.
And then
Parang-
music was really your thing. Did you realize back then what you were doing was something every Filipino artist dreams of?
I had
No.
no idea because I was never on TV. All I knew was that, okay, now I can have my own apartment. I can have my own sofa. It was
The basics.
the little
It was a
things.
job that actually
It was
paid
just
for
a
rent.
job, yeah. And I had people doing things for me, which was kind of wrong because I was so young. I was 19, 20. And when I stopped in 91, I moved back with my mom. I said, I'm going back and everything. So 93, I quit singing. And then I just said, that's it. Bad life. I think, was 94? No, 95.
95.
A producer called our house and they wanted to guest my mom for Pilita Corrales, Carmen Soriano show. And my mom said, well, I'm not gonna do it unless they put you as opening act. And I was like 180 pounds, I was like,
Retired. You thought
Right,
you were,
I was
You thought
retired.
you were done.
I was done, you know what I'm saying? I was just hanging out. Next thing you know, so I'm talking to the producer. Oh, my mom said she won't do it unless I sing for you. And we don't want you. We only want your mom. You're nobody. So I was like, okay, well, they don't. I don't care about that gig. I said, no, you gotta do it, Pilitas. I was convincing everyone to do it. Finally, I opened up for her in LA. She heard me from downstairs of the backstage, the dressing room. She goes up and she was asking people, who is that? From that moment, she was forcing me to go home.
Back to the Philippines.
Yes, I said, it will never happen because I'm dark, I have curly hair, I'm fat, and this and that. She says, no, I'll talk to Boss Vic Del Rosario Viva. Second show was San Diego.
So your agent
Same.
here was
Pilita.
Pilita Corrales.
first.
Wow. Like,
The angel that came.
So what was the Pinoy music scene like?
I was already a fan of OPM. I just had no idea it was called OPM. Because when everything was happening, I was there.
Yeah.
But I knew everyone. I was thinking Gary Vee and all these people, what? I'm gonna get to work with them? I hope. I hope, I wish. So I came home and they were Regine Velasquez was my first friend. So I was like, wow, it's like
You were surrounded by like the big name people
I know,
already.
right?
away.
It was crazy. Pilita pa lang It was crazy. And then I come home, we did the Metro Pop Song Festival and we won. The songwriters won and I was the vocalist. So we got the award and I had no idea that after that, kasi the contest was in May, I went back to the States for a couple weeks. I come back dahil Tanging Ikaw was like all over the place. And I was like, oh my God, I can't go back to the States anymore. What's happening? So they kept telling me, no, don't go back yet. And so every time something happened, I just kept thinking, what's going on? Now all the solo artists are coming out.
Yeah.
And now the whole thing was just exploding, and I was like, wow, I didn't know no one sang like this.
Oh, you thought,
Yeah.
All my idols are, they hit high notes. I'm an alto, but I think they found something there that was a little different.
Yeah.
OPM siya, pero may
so-
konting something,
Yeah.
How did you feel when your album was a hit? It went multi-platinum here in the Philippines, being different again from the biriteras of that
I
time.
still didn't feel it. I still, when you're given an award, there's a certain feeling that comes in you. Like, you go back to your past and you start remembering what happened to you, the days that you didn't eat and all this stuff, bad memories, good memories, and then you don't reflect on it really until years later. And now when I think back, I was like, wow, I'm one lucky person, one lucky artist, because that doesn't happen every day. I made that decision, I think, with my eyes closed and just thinking, I'm gonna go in this and just jump. I'm not gonna think, baka hindi mag-work, or they might not like it. You know what? Someone's asking me, that means it might happen. Someone's believing in me.
Yeah.
So when all of these things happened, I wasn't able to reflect on it until now.
We're having such a great talk here with Jaya, but we'll talk some more when we come back. So stay right there. Stay right there.
Don't go.
Back to the show with our special guest, Jaya. Jaya, now we're at the point in the show where we play a game.
Oh no, boy.
Don't worry. Our game for today is called Trip or Skip.
Or skip. Trip or skip.
Okay. All you have to do is say
Scared.
trip if you like,
Okay.
and skip if you dislike. So,
Simple.
ready or not, we're gonna start the game.
Facebook.
Skip.
Online shopping.
Trip.
You're like, who does that? Card games.
Skip. Yeah, I used to be a Tong It's addict.
Tong, it's talaga.
Yes. And we would listen to the radio station and we would request songs. That's how long we would play. Like, we're so bored. Like, can I request? Ano?
Small dogs.
Trip. I have a Shih Tzu.
You have a Shih Tzu.
But kind of, physically mutated.
Did you adopt it?
No, we bought it. No, we swapped.
chose-
We
I
swapped because we were raising Presa Canarios.
Okay.
Huge dogs.
Yeah.
And I wanted the Shih Tzu.
You
I'm
wanted
like,
a smaller one.
great, you bring me this. But I love Gilmore.
Gilmore.
Makeup.
Skip. Next.
Okay.
Curly hair.
Trip. I love it. I'm like 1/4 Jamaican. I love me my curly hair.
Work it,
Sama.
Proud Mary.
Oh gosh. Pwedeng skip.
That's your call.
Skip mo na.
Traveling.
Trip.
What was the last place you visited?
New Zealand. I had a
Alone
gig
or with
there.
the family? Oh, for a gig.
Oh, for a gig, yeah. But usually we're in the US. But for gigs, I'm thrown everywhere. Dubai. Lovely.
Yes.
Your favorite place so far?
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
I suppose there are a lot, but name
Oh
a
my
few.
gosh. Seattle, New York, and New Zealand. For now.
For
Like
now.
Seattle and New York, very like coast to coast.
Yes, I used to live in New York. New York was like
New
so
York,
dope. You know what I'm saying?
What do you want?
Hey,
Yeah, what do you want?
hey, yo. Puro ganun sabi. Yo daw. But I love New York because of the musicals and the arts and
The energy, the
And
energy.
the other
dude.
side,
Energy.
why Seattle? Because it's very different from New
laid
York.
back.
So you like the energy,
The whole grunginess of Seattle, very,
the
like
rain.
The rain,
comfy.
the
weather.
cloudy
Gotcha.
feel.
Next one, bungee jumping.
I'm gonna skip that, baby. Next.
Body art.
Well, you can see that there.
Body art? Ano yun? No, this was hindi pa tapos kasi sakit eh.
Jaya impersonators.
Trip. Sobrang trip.
How does it feel like, people kind of impersonating you?
Naiya ako. Kasi they make it look like I'm doing, certain moves. And they told me, hindi, kasi ate, exage lang dapat pag
The mannerism.
Para manalo sa contest.
Yeah, para palong-palo. Yes.
Jaya, thank you so much for being such a fantastic sport. We have here a little something for
That's
you.
not little! That's so awesome! I love
Thank
it!
you.
Thank you!
Thank you, Jaya. Hang around, guys, because next on the show, Jaya performs live.
Makakaya ko ba kung mawawala ka sa aking piling? Paano ba aaminin? Halika't yakap mo ay di ko na kayang isipin. Kung may paglalamping pa, wala ka na sa aking tabi. Tunay na di magbabalik ang dating pagmamahalan, pagsusuyuan, at tuluyan bang hahayaan? Wala na bang pag-ibig sa puso mo? At di mo na kailangan ang pag-ibig na dati walang hanggan. Paano kaya ang bawat Makakaya ko ba kung tuluyang ika'y wala na at di na makikita? Paano ang gabi kapag ika'y naalala? Saan ako pupunta pag wala ka na sa aking tabi? Tunay na di magbabalik ang dating pagmamahalan, pagsusuyuan, at tuluyan bang hahayaan? Wala na bang pag-ibig sa puso mo? At di mo na kailangan ang pag-ibig na dati walang hanggan. Paano kaya ang bawat nagdaan? Wala na ba pag-ibig at di mo na kailangan ang pag-ibig na dati walang hanggan? Paano kaya wala na ba pag-ibig at di mo na kailangan ang pag-ibig na walang hanggan? Paano kaya ang bawat nagdaan? Wala na ba? Wala na bang pag-ibig? God bless!